Heya Duck! We are back with more nails and we have Georgia in the building. You know what that means. That means long ass nails. And that's all you kind of really need to know. So we're going to do some long nails, 3D, all that shebang. So please keep watching. And by the way, don't judge me hair because it's been washed tomorrow and it's a bit greasy. I know.
Have you got a bad shoulder, so you haven't been able to
Yeah,
wash it?
I've got a bad shoulder, so ain't no way I'm washing it.
It doesn't look greasy.
I'll be washing it tomorrow. So I've already prepped these nails. Oh, I've got a bit of fluff there. You can just go away. We're going to use tips. We've got coffin tips, but I don't call them that. That's not the right word. They are called ballerina, darling. They're ballerina nails. Ballerina. Sounds better than coffin, doesn't it? You know.
It does. Like I get it.
Yeah.
Why? Because a coffin is sort of a bit thinner at the bottom. Your legs.
But you know what? Not all coffins are actually like that.
Doesn't sound very appealing either, does it?
That's more like an old-fashioned coffin.
Right.
Victorian. Lots of them are just square, Doug. They're just square.
Look at many.
Yeah, I've seen too many. Maybe that's the issue. Majority of them are just square, so maybe we'll start calling square nails coffin.
Don't confuse everybody.
No. So these are ballerina, darling. You have to say darling at the end, obviously. So we're going to put these on. I've got some brush on glue, and we are going to whack these on. But no, actually, before, sorry, jumping ahead, I'm actually going to shape these before. So this is something you can do either on the nail or off the nail. But if you're doing it when there's a substantial amount of length, we like a bit of length. And so, yeah, we're going to shape them off the nail, which will make your job a little bit easier. I'm going to show you. And what I mean by shaping, we're changing the shape. So yes, they're ballerina now, and we're going to change the shape. I'm going to use my cuticle nippers to cut off a triangle on this side. So we're going to change the shape into a Russian almond. So we're going to do this on all of the nails. And you can see I'm not going over where the number is. So I don't know if you can catch this on the close-up ad. So we look at this, see where the number is. We're not going to cut into the number because we still want a little bit of filing room. So we're going either side of that number. It's a 45-degree angle. And you just cut off that little triangle. Yeah? Okay? And yeah, throw that in there.
That was
Just
a really
like that.
good shot.
For the bin. So we're going to do this on all of the nails. This is going to make it easier because if you don't do this before, don't get me wrong, you can do it while they're on. It's just you've got to move around the hand. You're putting pressure on the contact area of the tip, which then puts pressure on the natural nail. And we don't want no pressure on the natural nail. But ideally, we want no pressure in our lives whatsoever. Right, once you've done that, we're again going to take a file. Now we're not just gonna put them on like that. This is me making things easier for you. You can do it on the nail, but when you've got this kind of length, it's not necessary because it's so long. Imagine if that's on the nail and it's gonna cause all that pressure onto the natural nail.
You best start prepping beforehand.
Yeah, get it done before. It's just going to make it so much easier. And we can get these angles nice. You know, and your client could go to the toilet if she wants to while she does this, while you do this. Or she can go outside and have a cigarette or a vape or have something to eat. And then she can stay still. You know, if you know those clients that come in with a bag of crisps and you're like, what? You're just thinking, you're having your nails done, you've bought a bag of crisps and you think you can eat them while I'm doing your nails. What? Who are you? Crisps are oily and add oil to the nails. That means we have to keep cleaning over your nails with clean-up solution. You just, no crisps in the salon, thank you. So we've shaped them. Now we're going to glue them on. So a little slither of glue. You don't need to put too much glue on. It is about getting the perfect sort of amount of glue on that nail. You don't want to over spill it everywhere, so it goes on the skin, it goes on the, you know, the hypernicum or into the side walls.
Can we discuss how good I've compromised on length, please? Thank you.
So
Making it a known fact.
Georgie. So you think Faye is a nightmare? So now we have Georgie. She's just like, you know, I'm going to be her and I'm going to be an absolute frigging nightmare. Well, so she's not a nightmare when I'm doing her nails. We know that. That's like, it's amazing. She's a little bit picky, but not too much, not like Faye. But no, when she leaves the building, she's then like, oh, I might have had an accident because my nails are that frigging long. So I have said to eradicate any accidents from happening, we're going to go a little bit shorter.
I am a picker too.
Yeah, so, and I'm thankful that you've told them that.
Yeah, I handle up, I am a picker. But I did a lot better this time.
You did. So now we've compromised. We have shortened them a little bit.
By 4 numbers, may I add?
Let me tell you, they're still long.
How many numbers?
4? 4 whole numbers? Until my nails improve.
So the nails can become damaged if you pick them or if you don't really, and I'm not saying you don't look after them, but if you don't look after them in a way that you don't pick them. I mean, you don't want to pick them. You don't want to be catching them. You don't want to be, oh, let's just have a little mess with this. And, you know, you've got to be really, when you have these long nails, because, you know, nail beds, as you've commented, the nail beds are not massive. This is all on George's head, yeah? She knows that her nail beds aren't long enough to carry this length. So that's all on her head, yeah? So she knows that she needs to be careful with these nails. And so to compromise, we've met halfway.
We have.
We've gone a little bit shorter. They're still long. I'm sure you guys are going, they're still really long, Georgia. Stop the D there. But yeah, so
until because I'm very careful with them in the sense of when I do things.
Yeah.
It's just that when I'm like, if I'm sat there and I'm a bit anxious or something, I've got to pick. And then I get a bit of lifting and that's it.
That's it.
So until
it's a pick and flick area and it's coming off.
So until I reduce my pickageness, I will compromise. And then when they're healthier, I can go back to my
So when, and because the nail beds have potential to be slightly longer than they are if they're not messed with, picked with, damaged and all that. And this goes for everybody. So if you've got clients that are a bit of a picky, show them this video. So try to be really good by not messing with them. Your nail plate will be better and your nail bed will be better and it will be able to carry a nice long nail. So no picking, no flicking, because when you pull off a nail, what happens, Georgie?
Take away a layer of nail.
A layer of your soul is ripped away as well. A layer of the nail soul.
Every time.
Your nail soul.
So you'll notice I'm using a 240 grit file on this contact area. So what I do is I come right up the side and make sure it's in line with the natural nail, and then buff, 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 buff. It's light pressure. And I'm using a 240. Some people are like, I just use a 100 grit for everything, or an 80 grit. I mean, I did say to one of my clients yesterday, an 80 grit file is like for woodwork, not for a nail. It's a bit aggressive, look. So, 240 grit file will blend that plastic tip perfectly with not a lot of pressure. And if it makes contact with the natural nail, which it's inevitable that the file is going to touch the natural nail, yeah, it won't damage the natural nail because it's only a 240 grit file, yeah. And that's my rant over. So, love, 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 love. One thing I want to do is I just want to etch this a little bit. Because we're going to do a combination of acrylic and gel. So I just need a bit of etching on the surface of this tip. So if you look, I'm actually putting my finger underneath to support the nail. So even if you haven't got long nails, you know, get your finger underneath, support the nail. You don't need a lot of pressure. It's a 240 grit file, it'll still etch into that tip. If you're ever combining two systems, you know, if you're mixing your media, then you're using gel on a plastic tip and you don't file it, that gel will peel off. Acrylic can go absolutely fine on a shiny, you know, tip as it comes out of the box, but gel, anything that's gel based, whether that is acrygel or gel polish, you need to etch the nail. So if you think to yourself, anything that's cured under a light is a gel based product, yeah? Etch that nail and drop the file. Don't drop the file. So we're going to use clean up solution, and what I want to also address is some people just wipe over with acetone, and if you wipe over with an acetone, all it's doing is dehydrating. This is cleaning and dehydrating. So it's
won't acetone damage the
yes, and this is another
glue.
yes.
Yeah.
Melts it down, doesn't it?
It melts
slightly?
it down, yeah. So this dehydrates and it cleans, as in kills germs, yeah. If you wipe over with acetone, and especially on the tip, it melts the tip goes shiny. If you put gel-based products on, it's just going to peel off.
So you've just wasted loads of time.
Yes. So we're cleaning that natural nail with clean up solution. Clean up solution is a dehydrator and a cleaner. We're going to prime now. And you'll notice the primer is just going on to that natural nail. It doesn't need to go on to the tip. You are wasting primer by doing that. Then we've got acrylic liquid. And you'll notice I'm using an empty Kirsty Meakin acrylic powder pot.
I quite like that idea.
How cool is that?
So, alright, okay, so the plastic that's on the inside.
The plastic on the inside, so there's on the inside is high density plastic. It will not melt. So we're going to do two different types of applications here. So we're going to do a smile line. We're going to do a chevron smile line. Nice, sharp, pointy chevron smile line. For the French version, for the cover pink, we're going to use Bare Booty and we're going to use strip tease as well. So we're going to use them together. That's how I like to use them. You don't have to use them together. You can use one or the other. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to show you how I do it. You might like it. Who knows? So this colour is Bare Booty. The booty is bare. And then we've got strip tease. So we do two different size acrylic pots, so you can see. Oh, so gorgeous. Sorry, I'm still admiring this. The packaging is just, you know, stupendous. If I do so take my hand. So you can see there is a difference in colour. This one is more pinky, this one's more peachy. So Bare Booty has an abundance of pigment, yeah? So if you want to cover anything up, if you think this is your camouflage powder, yeah? So this is going to be the perfect powder to extend with. So we're extending the nail bed. We're making the illusion that Georgia has this really long, gorgeous nail bed that we all desire so much.
Never have a nail bed like that.
I mean, some people are born with really long nail beds. Some people are not. I am one of those. I was not blessed. So we're extending and we're pulling this into the chevron shape. Okay, flat side, you can see that the product is setting. It's setting up. So as it starts to set, you'll get a firmer pressure. You'll get more resistance from the product, but that means you can really pull that into a chevron. Yeah, keep this high because we want to have a nice wall of product that we can put the next bit of product into. So it looks really weird at the minute, doesn't it? Yeah.
It looks a bit duck beaky at the minute.
Yeah, but over the top, can you see the shape? Can you see it better on the overhead camera? You can see that shape, yeah? So now, once you've done that, we are going to, another top tip is you can use the furrow of the brush to get it straight as well.
I didn't know that.
There you are. Then, next bead is going to be strip tease. Now strip tease is a slightly different colour, however it has a little bit of transparency, so when it's very thin at the cuticle area it looks more, and I know we're not doing a natural nail, but it's more forgiving. It looks a little bit more natural. It's not got a hard line, it's easier to blend, it's easier to file, and when your client comes in for a fill, it is the easiest to fill ever. It's so easy to fill.
They look really nice together as well.
And together, you do not tell the difference. And I'll tell you why. So this is why we formulated this colour. Because if you think about this colour here, which is Bare Booty, has no finger underneath. So it has no pink from the finger showing through. Okay? This part has the natural nail bed underneath. Believe it or not, that makes a difference to your product and it will slightly change the colour. And that makes these two colours look so seamless together. They look like one colour.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Impressive.
Impressive! We're getting all the top tips today. Right, so we're going to use glass slipper now. The glass slipper is our clear acrylic. So I'm going to jump over to this now. And because I'm going to use lots of colour, gel colour, I'm going to make a very thin, clear application on that nail. So you see it's nice and thin. This is going to give you something to apply your gel polish to.
So are you pulling clear all the way down?
You can if you want to, but it's not fully necessary. Oh, we've got a bit of glitter there.
We were going to say fluff.
Okay, so we've got a bit of clear on that. Nice and thin. If you do not do this thin, it will not look good.
No bulky nails, please.
No, you need it to be super, super thin. Okay, so we've got that on there. File the smile line. I know it doesn't look like a smile, but it's still a smile line. It's a chevron smile line. File, 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 file. Get that nice and neat till you are happy. When you're doing a chevron smile line, some people do it, but they kind of forget about this little point here.
Sharp point.
Make it nice and sharp. Get it sharp. Because Georgia wants to stab people. Jokes.
The aggressiveness.
Is that true? Do you want to stab people?
Well,
Certain
maybe.
people?
Yeah, maybe.
Not just random people, just
Just walk around stabbing people.
We've got a long way to go. Right, okay, so we've done that. We've dusted that over. Now it's time for some specialness. Always specialness. Right, okay. So, in this other mini, this is a 13-gram pot, I have put some clean-up solution. You'll notice that I've already done the other nails, because, you know, interlude.
Spoilers.
Spoiler! So, we're going to use, it's number 20. I can't remember what it's called. It's purple. A very dark purple. Very, very dark.
I don't know. And we counted them all yesterday.
Is it called Badger?
It is Badger.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Check you out.
I've not used this colour for a very long time. No, I've not used Badger for a long time. Badger is actually named after my stepmom. My wicked stepmother. Joking. She's not wicked at all.
She's wicked in a good way.
Oh, she's
Because you can be wicked in a good way, can't you?
Yeah. No, she's cool. She's nice. She's very caring. She's lovely.
Why
So,
did she get called Badger?
because her name's Alison and my dad calls her Ali Badger. Ali Badger.
Ali Badger.
Ali Badger, so she's...
Ali Badger and Silly Billy.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got Badger. And we're going to use some other colours. So while Georgia pops this in the lamp, do not worry about this going over the top of there. We're going to do a second layer as well. Pop that in the lamp. So we're going to use Ali Badger. And we're also going to use Silly Billy.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. And we're going to use a Vegas Baby. Vegas. And we're going to use Pony. So all these colours together. And I'm going to put them onto a palette as well. Bring it out. And then we're going to do a second coat of Badger. And I'm using the brush. I'm using the Faber-Castell brush. And just kind of paint this on. A lot more precise. We're just butting this right up to that wall of acrylic. So you can see why you needed a high step when we built this brick wall around this smile line, Chevron smile. It's important. And I'm just going to smudge, smudgy, just by tapping. And that is all you'll need to do. And we're going to pop that into the lamp. And I'm going to put some Silly Billy, random Silly Billy here. And I'll have some Vegas, a baby here. A little bit.
I feel like with these designs, it don't matter if you overlap either, does it? Because it just adds to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It doesn't need to be like a perfect design. Like precise.
Yeah.
Right, pop me that in. Then we're going to add some green here. And a bit of green here.
I think Pony's one of my favourite colours in time.
Oh, Pony is so nice, that bright
My
green.
kind of green in it. And yours.
Yes.
And Suki.
Suki is gorgeous as well. Yeah, that is a beautiful colour. And I'm just going to tap along the edges. Just to blend it a little bit. This does not need to be a perfect blend because we're going to add more schism and niz. Pop that in. Now with this one, so remember this one we did it like a very thin application of acrylic and blend, just blended that out. It's pretty much nothing. We're going to use the gel polish on here as well. And we're going to make a smushy design.
Smushes.
Smushy, that's the technical term.
It is the technical term. It's all about the smushing of the colours. But one thing I do want to tell you is, do not smush, technical term, do not smush green with purple. Do not smush green with pink. You get brown.
No brown.
No brown today. So what I'm saying is, you can overlap a little bit, but when they're wet, don't be smushing. No smush.
You've got to be quite tactical, haven't you, with where you place them.
Yes. Because they look good together,
Yeah.
but...
I don't really like brown. Sorry.
Brown, you don't want no brown.
No brown.
Not today.
Maybe another time.
Another time. Browns look nice with bronzes and things like that, you know. Those golds, that kind of stuff.
Not with these.
No. I'm going to paint this cuticle area. I'm using this smaller brush because I want to be a bit more precise. And I'm just going to smush it out.
Smushy smush.
Smush. I also want to put this on the tip.
Before you start like adding other colours, would you always do 2 coats of the same then before you add the next colour in? Does that make sense?
So sometimes you don't need to do 2 coats, sometimes you do, you know, it depends.
Well, it depends what coverage as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I've like put a thin layer of that down, and I'm just going to go over the top and apply it like I would do a normal gel polish with a gel polish brush. So you get a bit more coverage. I'm not building it thick, because you don't want to do that.
No, because it won't dry.
It would not be good. So that is fine. Pop me that in. Then I want some Silly Billy. And I'm going to take the excess off the brush and smush a bit of smushiness. You kind of want it to blend a bit, but not perfectly, because there's no need for it, and you'll see why. See, we can add some of the Vegas Baby colour while they're wet. That's fine to have Silly Billy wet and Vegas Baby wet, because we can smush here by tapping, but then we can smush here, and they kind of like just smush together a little bit. You can kind of swirl it a little bit. And those colours will look good together. They won't make a weird colour.
Then you won't put the green on now until...
But imagine if I put the green here and smush that. It'd look terrible. Pop that in. I'm going to show you what happens on my palette. Mind you, the palette is a different colour. Let's show you on... I'll show you on some backing paper from the sculpturing form so you can see what happens. So if we had... So we're going to do 2 sort of blobs of green here. Okay? And then we went in with this. We went in with this colour, and we start to smush them together. You get like a
it goes grey brown.
Goes like a bit like a khaki. That's not the colour I really want. We'll need one more then. And then, but you might want that colour in that. Go ahead and mix it. If I get the darker purple, you'll get like a darker sort of khaki. Yeah? And then pink. Pink and green. You get diarrhea. You get a brown.
Not a fan, sorry.
So, you know, if you want that colour, that is a way you can mix that colour. But if that's not what you want on your nail, that's why we don't smush those together. So, because the product is cured, we can put the green on.
Smushy smush.
And we can smush and it's not going to go like a nasty colour. So I can sort of tap around the edges now and just blend it a little bit. Like that. So we have a flash of green and into the lamp. And then what we're going to do is get clean up solution and take off that sticky layer. And get buffer, and we're literally just going to buff over gently to take off a bit of the shine, because we're going to use some acrylic now.
What would happen if you didn't do that?
It would adhere, but it wouldn't be as safe.
Yeah.
There's a possibility it could separate. So you'll see that I'm even coming up this brick wall here, and I'm literally only just skipping over, just taking a little bit of that shine off. It's going to help you with adhesion because we're using acrylic. So people say to you, oh, you can't do that, you can't mix. You can, it works a treat. So I have some shell here. I've got a little bit of a pinky shell, I've got like a greeny shell. We're going to put some of those in. Just want to break that one a bit more. And we're going to break this. That's it. Clear acrylic, so we've got glass slipper. We've got our acrylic liquid. We're going to use glass slipper, spring step smitten glitter. So we've got those two glitters as well. So at the beginning I said I was going to do two different sort of application styles. So we've obviously got a French and then we've got a full cover. So we've got a bit of that green glitter, and then we're going to use some bigger bits on that. Then we're going to use this glitter, this sort of pinky toned iridescent glitter, and we're going to scatter this around. So just want to add a little bit of pizzazz. Pizzazz. It's all about the pizzazz. Then once you've added all of your pizzazz, we go.
I used to go to a nightclub called Pizzazz in Sunderland.
Really?
Yeah, Sunderland in the 90s.
We're going to encapsulate that inside. So we're going to use glass slipper acrylic
I wonder if any of our viewers remember Pizzazz in Sunderland. Because generally when I mention something about the past, somebody goes, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you put shell in.
Yeah, you like the shell.
I do.
I like the shell. It's cool.
Gives it a
doesn't
bit
it?
of something extra, doesn't it?
I think it just gives like a bit of depth. And when you're encapsulating with glass slipper, or encapsulating anything, you know, especially when you're doing a full nail like this one, what you need to do is lay in your apex at this point. Everything else can be nice and thin, all of the colours, all of the glitter, but when you're encapsulating, make sure you build your apex with your clear. So your apex is the highest point of the natural nail when looked at from the side. And that's going to give you strength.
The most satisfying part, isn't it?
You'll love it.
Favourite part.
Love a good apex.
Sometimes I end up with one that's about 10 foot too high though, and I have to
Tame it
file a
down.
big chunk of it off. Still feels strange having my own nails done.
Does it? Instead of doing
It's
your
been so
own?
long, yeah.
Do you enjoy doing your own nails though, Georgia?
No. I hate it.
I hate it as well.
It's a chore doing your own.
It is.
I quite often, if I do my own, walk around with one hand on for like a week and then I haven't done the other hand.
Yeah. You're like, yeah. Just one hand
What
done.
do you know, like, I'm not finished them. Keep off. Right, can I have a look? We can look at one hand.
Yeah, you can look at the one hand. Do not look at the bitten
No,
hand.
just keep this hand behind your back.
So again, we're going to encapsulate.
Change that side.
Right, let's get the distractor.
Well, I don't know where you're going for it.
Here we go. So we're going to file. I'm going to show you without the distractor on at first. Then I will put the distractor on. Yes, it's called an extractor. I'm fully aware it's called an extractor.
Don't be confusing
Yeah.
people.
So this is my filing routine. You want to nail that filing routine. Excuse the pun. Get the side walls done straight away. You can even see where the dust settles. It gives you that nice straight line. Then we're going to come around the perimeter, around that cuticle area. Get that nice, make sure there's no big lip there. Get it nice and flush. Then we can address the free edge. And in this case, we're doing a Gothic almond. So we're a Russian almond. So we're just getting those angles nice. We did most of the work when we tailored the tip first. And then I'm going to come up this side. Now I find it easier to file on the left side because I'm right-handed. So I go up, 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 up. Check it.
Is the singing a requirement?
Of course, because
Right,
it makes it more fun. So we're doing this side now. So you can see, if I just dust this off, you can see where I filed. So you can see this centre part's not been filed yet. Because you can see there's no demarcation. I'm not going to leave it like that. Don't you worry. So we do this side. And we check underneath and we're like, have we filed enough away? And once you're sort of happy with both sides, don't worry about that centre part until you're happy with those sides. Was that your nail or my nail? Because that hurt my nail.
Bit of both. I think you made me bloody job.
I think I caught my nail on my glove. Yeah, strange.
Are you okay, dear?
I'm okay. I am catching.
What are you
I
catching?
don't know. It's on my glove.
you have acrylic on your glove or something?
No, I'm catching your nail, which is pushing on my nail because I'm supporting your nail. Oh my god, it's all confusing. So let me just check this underneath. And I'm going to go ever so slightly thinner at these sides. And then we can marry those two sides together. So we're going up and then we've got this top part. So now we're going to come over this top part. So notice how I'm moving my hand over and kind of hold it and wrap the actual file around. But I prefer to move from side to side. Ever lightly, I've got a bad shoulder. So I'm moving side to side to marry those two together. Check down the barrel view. So the barrel view, oh, you don't move that way. The barrel view is this view. So I'm checking down that view, yeah?
That's such a satisfying moment.
It is, look at that. Oh, it's nice. It's when you see all the sexy curves. And you know you've got that structure, okay? Right, so I'm going to do this filing routine on all the nails. It doesn't matter what design it is, because we've done this one totally different, haven't we, yeah? I'm still going to do side walls. I'm going to get the cuticle nice. Free edge. And what I want you to notice is when we do this, I mean, you can do it with an e-file as well. So I was saying to you, it doesn't matter if you go over the top with that gel polish onto the nail bed extension, because it's very thin. Our gel polish is very thin. When you come to file it, that will just disappear, and it'll actually give you a super crisp line. Let me just show you this quickly, just above here. You can see how sharp that line is. So for my next
trick.
Yeah, for my next trick. I'm gonna do some 3D. So we've been wanting to do some 3D. I say we, George has been wanting me to do some 3D basically. And I love doing 3D. I find it very therapeutic. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use White Lightning, which is the Kirsty Meakin acrylic, which is white. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So we don't want to cover all of this beautifulness, do we? So we're going to do some little sections of design work. So I popped that on. I didn't touch it straight away, did I? I'm just going to make a little bit of a sort of fat C shape. Can everyone see the fat C shape? Yeah,
C shape, croissant.
It's not quite a croissant at this point because I'm going to do two nails at the same time. So we're just kind of guiding this into a bit of a fat little curve. And then we're going to use the point of the brush towards the centre, and it'll start to set up more, so you can pat and press it, pull it, keep that definition around the outside. That's super, 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 super important. And then we're going to say with this one, so we can work with a bead, two beads at the same time, yeah? So this allowed this bead enough time to kind of like set a little bit. Not fully set, just set that little bit, yeah? I'm going to do one here, and I'm going to get another bead, small bead, quite dry. I'm going to just make this slightly curved, and I'm going to make this one slightly curved. And I'm more into the centre, I'm not out here. And that's because it moves out when we press. So we're going to press, keeping the pointed end of the brush in, and then same with this one. Press it out. And take a little bit of that off because I think I've made a little bit too much. And then I'm going to leave, do you want bling in the middle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we'll leave a little bit in the middle, a little bit of space in the middle to do bling.
Fabulous.
And I want some little leaf shapes. So I'm just going to get 2 beads here. Just chop a bit of that off because that's a little bit too big. And I'm going to press into those. And it's got like a teardrop shape.
I love it already.
And pull through the middle.
It's weird to say I find like this shape looks really nice on my fingers.
Mm.
Does
Yeah.
that sound
Yeah,
creepy?
it's like some shapes you like.
Flattering, aren't they?
Yeah, really flattering.
I can't pull a square nail off. It just, I've got fat enough fingers with that. A bit of chunk on my end. Don't work.
So we're going to do tiny weeny one now. So when you're doing something really small like this, if you look at the size of the brush, yeah, it's like a triangle, isn't it?
Mm.
Can you see that? I can't see it because I've got light in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's a triangle, yeah? Now if we just press into this, it'll probably be a little bit wider. We want to keep it quite small so I can make it into that kind of teardrop shape. But instead of pressing into it like this, so you see how the furrow's pinched, turn it to its side like this, and look how thin that is now.
You use it literally on its point side, don't you, rather than flat.
So you can go into this and it'll press right into the middle. It won't push it too wide. You can just open those out a little bit. You can do a teeny weeny one.
Oh, that's cute.
So we're gonna get cracking with
napping.
bit of gem gel because we need the bling, ching ching. So we've got lots of crystals going on here. We've got some from Nail Alchemy. We've got these crazy ones as well. We're just gonna go a bit wild.
Well, I can do on mine.
So we have this opening here. We've saved this opening for the bling, darling. We need the bling. So let's get some chunky ones, and we want like lots of different sizes, and that's what I love about bling. We can have all the sizes.
Do you think it needs some little beads?
I don't know.
You know what I'm on about, don't you? What
Caviar.
That I thought that was food. So that's why I was going to say it, but I didn't want to sound like a rat.
Well,
idiot. Yeah.
No, you don't sound like an idiot. So I'm just making sure there is some gem gel going around the edge a little bit. In the lamp. And we're going to do the same on this one. So you kind of want the gel to push out so it gathers around the stone.
Like a little pool, isn't it, almost, that it sits in?
Like a moat, or like a little...
Yeah.
What you want to make sure it is right around.
Oh, it's pretty.
In the lamp. Right, I want to come up here now because I want the design to kind of go like this. Yeah?
I can't wait to see them top coated.
Oh, the top coat is a firm fave with lots of people. When you see that top coat go on, and you know you can see what's inside that nail, and you see all the depth and it. Oh. Yeah, that one there. And then I want to come this way. So it's like the composition of this design kind of flows like... How's it go?
Just like that.
Just like that. In the lamp. So we're going to do the same with this one.
I'm not used to having matching nails.
You know, we're just here, there and everywhere, aren't we?
They are.
Nice. Oh my God,
stunning.
it's so nice. Look at everything.
It's very satisfying, isn't it, when
It
you
is.
see that sort of... It just turns to glass.
Yeah.
That shell was a good shot and all.
Yeah, a bit of shell in there.
And no fluff.
No fluff. Look how clear that is, and that is our glass slipper acrylic. It's super clear, isn't it? Just cue me out because I don't want to run. You can see I've butted straight up to the flower and the stones, pop there. Look at them.
I love that wave one on my thumb as well.
Oh, they know the thumb.
Don't forget the thumb.
Yeah. That is stunning. I can't wait to photograph that. So, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel already,
what are you doing?
Exactly. Just like George said, what are you doing? We also have a community membership as well, so you want to check that out. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget, everything will be listed below that I've used today, and we have Facebook, TikTok, all that shebang. It'll all be linked below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ra, duck!